Let's get it. It's Too T3rpd. All right. Question number 1. Freestyle? Nah, it's all good. I always got to try. You never know. You got that fire, so you never know. You might have the bars too.
Not the bars. I got the fire. Not the bars.
FedEx. But okay. All right, let me go ahead and get serious with this one, because I ain't gonna lie. You already know. It's a real holiday today. 7/10, y'all. And this one, we had to make it special. You already know how I try to do on every holiday of ours. I always try to make it special. And I feel like this one, we didn't disappoint at all. I've been asking this man for about probably 2 years now.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's been highly awaited. You have no clue how many people then said, I need to get you on this show, bro. Like, the things that you've been doing ever since you didn't, I know you probably been like doing this for a minute, but ever since you really stepped foot like on the scene of like, you know, social media and just like going to the events and all that, you just been killing it. Like, I remember the first one that you won, everybody was like, yeah, this dude J-Town, like, I know you done had them people on, but like, this guy, like, he's next up, like, he's the one. All the homies said that, and I was like, okay. So I remember, shout out to Backcountry Farms and Rooted Organics. You already know. I remember one of the events that we had there. I had did an episode there, and Show Me Cannabis. He was up there. Shout out. And he was
my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yep. And he was telling me about you, and I was like, man, everybody keeps on talking about him, and I haven't been able to try any of his weeds yet. He's like, I got you. He pulled out a joint, and it was it had like a pineapple flavor to it.
It's Prague Pineapple Burst. I got a
It was
to smoke tonight.
That's exactly what it was. And that changed everything for me. Ever since then, this has been like, yo, this man gotta come on the show. And then I found out he was growing with one of my other favorite growers. Like, then y'all two teamed up and started like, one of the things that I've really, my bad, bro. I know this is taking a minute, but like I said, this is mad important to me.
You're good, man.
Like, shit, bro. Like, y'all are doing some of the shit that I've been like hoping that really a lot of the people in the community wanted to do, or like they talk about doing it, but they don't actually do it. I think a lot of the times they wait until like, you know, you can do it on a bigger level, but the way that it starts is, you know, just starting with your homies and really building something that's worthwhile, and then growing into something, and just like watching y'all grow, and then like you said, y'all doing y'all thing, and now you got the merch. You really building a whole brand, bro. Like, this is how you do it. Like, you're showing like top level. Build your brand off of your flower first. Like, that's what's most important. Like, fuck all the gimmicks, all that other shit. This man started with something that was tried and true, and then the next you fall through with the rest, and then everything's getting ready to be history, yo. But I'm excited to find about. You already know, bro. I'm excited to find out about the man right now, the myth, the legend, Mr. J-Town Funk. Yes, sir. You already know. How you feeling, bro?
Nervous, man. I'm nervous.
Nah, bro. This is just a conversation.
I'm good, but definitely nervous.
Nah, bro. Ain't nothing to be nervous about, man. Like I said, I've been waiting for this for a minute. If anything, I'm fucking nervous. Shit. I'm making sure I'm gonna ask all the questions that I need to ask. Like, shit, all the things that the people want to know. Like, that's all I'm about today, yo.
For sure, man. Anything you want to ask.
You already know. So, okay. I think I want to get started with the origins first. Yeah. Like, okay. Let's talk about like some of your first smoking experiences. What really got you started with cannabis, even before you started growing, like.
So I was 12 years old, summer before 7th grade, and my buddy Matt Eichhorn, his mom worked at a bar at night, And so we would hang out at his house, and we found a bag of weed in her drawer, and she had a joint rolled up. And so we took it down to the city park, smoked it, fell in love, and it's been going ever since.
That's hard. That's hard, yo. See, like, talking to them. All right, sure. Now you good. Just a little bit closer to the mic. Well, let me see if I can get the.
What about that?
There we go.
So
a little bit better. Yeah, better. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So shoot. So yeah, like that's hard, yo. And like you didn't have like that nervousness feeling or anything like that. It was just like one of them.
The first time, to be honest, we just I remember sitting on the park bench, kind of laughing and stuff, and I wouldn't say it was a major experience. And then another friend that hung out with us at that house, his mom, he did the same thing and stole some from his mom. And that shit was fire. And we smoked that probably a few days later. And I think I may have thrown up. I definitely got like nauseous, turned pale, white. You know, I was extremely high from it. And yeah, after that it was, I had the hookup. I had some older friends, and I'd buy like a 20 sack, roll up little pinners and sell them, and keep half and sell half, and
my dog.
That's how I started doing it, man.
That's hard, yo. You started you started the game. You was like, yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to keep this going.
Well, I couldn't afford to buy it all the time, you know, so I'd take. My pops would give me $20 on the weekend, and so I'd take that, go buy a 20 sack.
That's hard. Did he know anything about what was going on?
No clue.
That's hard.
No clue.
That's hard. So, like, did you play sports or anything growing up?
I did honestly, right up until that time frame.
Okay.
And, once I started smoking and ended up hanging out with different folks and going into middle school and or junior high school at that point, you know, and so, yeah.
Damn. You see, all right, you was gonna let you like really, but like I look more so at it like you just like trying to be an entrepreneur. It's more so like you saw the money aspect of it.
At the time, it wasn't about the money at all. It was just about being able to smoke, and then I always hung out with a group of friends, you know. So we would always just try, and then eventually I'd get an ounce of weed and sell 3/4 and keep a quarter, you know. And so we'd smoke. Basically just sell enough to buy more, and you know, didn't make money off of it at first or anything like that.
Yo, I love that. I love that. I really actually love that, actually. So then, like, was it until you started growing yourself, or
the what?
Like, so, oh my bad. Okay, so we might have to, we'll do some edits on this one. Like, that's what I wanted to ask. It's okay. Are you comfortable with saying like when you started growing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, first time I tried to grow was 16.
Really?
My mom, I lived in the basement of my parents' house, had a drop ceiling, and it was the stupidest idea ever. I put a pot up there with dirt, had some seeds for some brickweed, put a extension cord with a regular light bulb. And if you know anything about a drop ceiling, you only got maybe 2 to 3 feet space. And ended up, somebody else got in trouble and told on me. Cops came to my mom's house.
Oh, shit.
I had to go to juvenile. I had to go to like a group home for 3 months.
Oh, shit.
And that was like my first experience.
Oh,
I wasn't even really growing weed. It would have never grown. It probably would have fell through the ceiling, honestly. You know, it was... But yeah.
Wow.
And then tried again. I moved to St. Louis in, I believe it would have been 2002. And tried then and was like doing it in a closet, but didn't, you know, kept burning it up. And didn't really know what I was doing. Didn't really put too much effort into it, honestly. And then in 06, 07 is when I've been basically growing consistently since then. So
okay, damn. So have you gone through like all the different mediums, or have you like did you find one and it was just like this is it?
I've tried pretty much everything over the years. Yeah.
What was the first one that you started with?
The first was Ocean Forest potting soil, which you can still buy. Use that, and Fox Farm nutrients.
Okay.
Is what I used.
Okay.
For the first couple grows, and yeah.
When did you start? All right. Actually, what made you start wanting to grow?
I've just always loved the plant, and high times was a big thing for me growing up. I grew up in a small country town.
Okay.
It was extremely not cool down there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would go to like Barnes and Nobles. We had a Hastings back in the day, this store called Hastings that was have like the magazine racks, and go read High Times and stuff in there, and see all the pictures. And it's just something I was like, man, that would always be so cool to be able to grow my own weed, you know. And yeah,
that's hard, yo. Like, I love talking to people who really have like gone through like every aspect and every approach of what it is to go through this cannabis life, because you were in it before it was even legal.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, I like to talk about like, what's it feel like for you to like be able to go through like that at 16, but now to see like how it's legal and now it's like how it is now.
It's unbelievable, man. I still say it all the time. It's never would I have thought at my age that I would be doing what I'm doing right now, and able to do it legally. Yeah. And it still just blows my mind. These events, being able to enter competitions, like I said, growing up, High Times magazines, I'd always want to go see when the Cannabis Cup was and see who the winners were, you know. And it was like, man, never did I even think I would ever get to even enter a competition. Yeah. And then to be at this point, and you know, it literally blows my mind, man. It's just unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
See, like, you're giving me a whole different perspective of like how I'm even looking at everything. Like, I feel like you're looking at this like how motherfuckers look at like sports. Like, you know, everybody kind of like, they don't get to live their dream of being like, you know, being able to host up the trophies and all that shit. And it's like, there's something that you've been like working towards since you was like mad young. Like, you really are passionate about the plant. Oh, like, you know, you've gone through every aspect, and it's like, you know, that's one of the things that I try to like. It's one of the reasons why I started this podcast. Like, honestly, I didn't start smoking until my like early 20s. Part of that was due to like going to a private school and they were drug testing. But I always look at my life for like how much it changed my life in my 20s, and if I had actually started beforehand and not drank, what my life would have looked like, and what, you know, possibly what I've really been getting into. Because cannabis really changed my life for the better. And so it's like, it was right around the time when I started smoking that it was a couple years before it got legal, but it wasn't too many. So I didn't have to go through too much shit. So it's like to hear people who had to go through it from like mad young to like be able to evade all those things, or even, you know, sometimes you got unfortunate circumstances, but to even come through all of that and still want to be able to follow through with all of this. Because I know a lot of people who, you know, got caught up and they're like, fuck this shit. Like, I ain't even trying to fuck with this no more. So to even still have that passion for it and that drive and determination to really get to all of these things, like, that's real, bro.
Legalization is what really made, when I guess in 2019 is what really made me sit back and think like, wow, this is something I could possibly actually do. And before that, I was just growing because I loved it, and I mean, it was you know, it was just a thing. And you know, but when that happened, when it's just like, wow, you know, I've been hiding this all these years and I can do this legally. And that was when I really, the COVID hit right after. Right. I was off work for a while and stuff, and I was just like, man, this is the time to jump all in on it. And here we are.
Hell yeah. I want to touch on a little bit of like, so like, what would you say is your favorite period of cannabis so far?
What do you mean?
So like, you've been through like all the different fads and all the different strains and all those things throughout the years. So like, what would you say was like your favorite time period in cannabis culture?
I'd have to say no.
No?
I mean, like I said earlier, just the fact that we even have events. Like, I never even talked to another grower.
Really?
I grew all those years, and until 2019, I went into Grow Active Solutions. Shout out, best grow shop in St. Louis. And
FedEx.
I went in there and remember talking to Bo. And, that was the first time that I had really talked to anybody outside of like the couple people who even knew that I grew about it. And so for me, that was just like game changing, you know?
And this is why, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I really did not hear about you before, like, one of the first, like, cannabis cups that you entered.
And so, that was because of Bitcoin. Andy, he was the first person I met. We swapped some weed, and he was like, "Bro, you got to enter this cup coming up." And yeah, that was the only reason I entered the cup, and it started a whole new direction, man.
You kind of like, yeah. Now this is kind of making me even look at this from an even different perspective, because like you really did just pop out of nowhere, because that's just literally how it happened.
Yeah,
like I don't know. That's wild to think about.
Yep. And I met Andy, started following other people. I remember like Midcoast was one of the. Yep. There was a few names I, Justin, because he had the Frost Bowl, and I entered that. Right. So followed some of them guys for a while, cheering up at the loft, and still didn't really interact or do events or anything for probably a year after that. And but yeah, after that it was it's been just going pretty strong since. It seems like each year it's building and building. And
but it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you really put in the work beforehand, so it's not like you didn't pop up. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
A lot of them other dudes, they had already been doing them events for a minute, and that's
I just popped up to the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Here in this
exactly. Like, you've been around, but it was like when you hit, you hit. It was like everybody knew who you were, like, immediately. Like, you just started cleaning up, like, at all the events, and I was like, all right, who is this dude? But now it makes sense why you've been like so reserved and so like laid back, because you were just like, man, I'm just doing my thing, and like motherfuckers just forced you into this shit. But that's like one of the reasons why I love this community too, because like for the most part, people aren't fucking haters. Like, a lot of people would like look at that and be like, nah, let me go ahead and just like keep him in the tuck. I ain't even trying to like, let me hold all this to myself. And like, nah, everybody was like, nah, this is too good to be true. Like, nah, you need to be out here for everybody. Like, everybody needs to experience this.
Yeah, I've met some friends I call brothers now.
Yeah.
From this community.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met some amazing people. I mean, that alone has changed my life. Just the friendships that I've made from meeting people at events and, off Instagram and stuff like that. So. Yeah.
Dude, like, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm looking at this completely different now, honestly. That's why I'm glad like I waited to have this conversation with you, like now, because like I said, I'm hearing everything in real time, just like everybody else, because we've never really had a conversation before. So like I'm filling this out just like everybody else is, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like yeah, around that time, like. So what was it like just kind of like getting all that attention that quick?
For me, I don't know. Really, at first it wasn't real. You know what I mean? Like, it was on Instagram.
Yeah.
But like I still wasn't
so you
interacting with people,
okay.
So it's blown me away that.
What was that first event like that you went to?
The first one, the first one I went to was the Frost Bowl. Mm-hmm. And then the first one I vended at was at the Loft. Mm. And it was just amazing, man. It was one of the most amazing, like I said, after everything I've been through, hiding it my whole life, and to be able to go to an event and set up and
do your
put
thing,
my hard work on the table and interact with other people who do the same thing
Yep.
and enjoy it as much as I do.
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's just a beautiful thing.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Man, it's just like, wow. That's crazy, yo. I didn't realize it was just like a quick pop-up like that. And like I said, you didn't even like, So once you kind of started like seeing how the people were receptive to you, what made you start really wanting to start taking this serious and realize like, okay, I can have a merch line. Like, I'm assuming eventually like you want to have like an actual, how do you feel? Okay, I don't know if you feel comfortable about this. Like, how do you feel about the current laws right now as they are?
To be completely honest, I kind of just do my own thing. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, I shouldn't.
No.
I shouldn't say it, but
No. Like, okay, so
I think
go ahead.
compared to other states, it seems like what we have going on right now is a good thing. I mean, I don't know. I kind of stay to myself and am kind of kind of separated from a lot of stuff. So it's
like I feel like it's bullshit, to be honest, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it should be where it's like it should be a farmer's market type deal.
100%.
And I feel like we really failed. Yeah, we failed ourselves not really getting that.
Yeah.
And I feel like we just settled. So like
even the micro licenses,
exactly
in my mind, is a joke. I mean, it's
bullshit.
It's the amount of money you have to have up front to even start one is. How are you supposed to come up with that amount of money if you're a craft girl? You know what I mean? If you follow the stipulations to even get the micro license.
Exactly.
And I don't think it was set up for us to succeed at all from the beginning. I believe it was set up for.
Honestly, it was set
not for us to succeed.
Yeah,
you know?
Shit, it was set up for the motherfuckers who are in the industry right now.
Corporate to come in and then I've already heard they're coming in and buying up the micro licenses, which is the exact opposite of what was supposed to be done with them. So.
Exactly. And like that's kind of one of the problems that I have right now is like, you know, there should be, and they're currently kind of doing it now where they're kind of giving people opportunities in the industry, but I also feel like the opportunities that they really should be given and how it should be done is still not right. So I understand why, like, you know, people might not necessarily want to just jump on the corporate space just yet because it's not necessarily, they're not giving their just dues. And I feel like that's one of the same issues that I have with, you know, doing content and being in the content space, especially when it comes to Missouri. Like, you know, nobody's trying to necessarily take care of you the way that they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love doing what I do with this. And I understand, like, it has its purpose. And that's why I keep doing it, and that's why I keep doing it the way that I'm doing it. But at the same time, too, you know, I want to quit my job, and I want to be able to do this full time. Shit, I want to be able to start growing like I consistently, like I want to, man. Too. But yes. You know, it's like it's a process. So it's like, I feel like how they got it going on right now is like they almost make it to where it's damn near impossible to even get there. It's almost like you got to really just like essentially do what we're doing now, just like build your brand, you know, just like kind of slowly, just like, you know, take care of your patients and whatnot. But other than that, you know, just really let people know, like, show how well you grow, show, like, the process of your grow and all these things. Like, hey, I just feel like really how, like, build a soil and all of them. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like that's kind of the thing that a lot of the local growers have to do right now. Like you said with the merch, you know, enter into these different contests and stuff like that, and just like spreading your brand out like that. I feel like that's the biggest thing to do right now. And in a couple of years, then start going for it. Because I feel like eventually they're gonna have to make it to where it's equitable. I feel like we're gonna have the same type of deal that the alcohol had with prohibition, but I feel like ours shouldn't take as long because we have a blueprint. And if we started looking at how alcohol did theirs and kind of started trying to figure out a way to like make that happen sooner, I think we're on to something.
No, I agree 100%. I mean, there's nothing more that I want than to be able to quit my day job and be able to do this and make a living out of it and everything 100%, you know, and it's at this point in time it's just really hard to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
And that's like, I don't know, that's one of the things that I hate is like, you should be able to go into a dispensary and get J-Town Funk. Like, straight from J-Town Funk. You know, from J-Town Funk to the dispensary. However that needs to happen, that's how it should really happen. Not this bullshit that's going on now. Like, to me, that's what the real micro farmers license and all those things, that's what it really should have been
for. 100%. There was a bunch of us who was gonna, at the very beginning, who was excited and was gonna try and get them and stuff. And then the more we learned about it and the way it was gonna work and everything, you know, I know there's still a few people who applied for it, but a lot of us was like, man, this ain't even worth applying for, really.
It's worth holding out and just waiting.
Just wait it out and see. My main thing is seeds, man. I want to breed. That's my main thing. All this other stuff is fun. The competitions, the hash, I do that for fun. But my main goal is to be able to breed, and you know, so I can do that without getting into the corporate world as well.
Exactly.
And so that's really what I'm really been striving for the last 4 years. You know, since I started. So.
I love that. Okay, so now that we found a good spot to get into the genetics aspect of it. So, how long have you been working on your genetics for?
So, up until 2019, I grew in a little room. Never kept clones, never kept plants. I just grew from seed every time. Mm-hmm. And like I mentioned earlier, when I decided that this was something I was going to go for, I just started hunting phenos, or so hunting plants, basically. And that's when it started. Yeah. I've been trying to collect. I wanted to get a nice collection of female plants. And so took probably longer than most, but I'm extremely picky, and I'm very patient as well. So I just kind of take my time and to get to this point. But
what's your what would you say your process is for finding the right pheno?
It's I watch the plants as they grow. I take notes as they grow. My main thing is terps. Like, I want you to taste it. I want it to taste good. I've smoked so much bullshit weed in my life at this point that I'm like, man, I don't want to smoke nothing but fire. So that's what I want to try to. That's what I'm in breeding. That's what I'm hoping for, you know. So I really look for the terps. If it doesn't taste good, I don't care how frosty it is. I don't care how big the plant is. It gets trashed.
Okay.
And then after, if it smells good, you know, does it look good? How healthy is the plant? Does it grow easy? Is it finicky? You know, the growth structure, how tall? You know, there's other factors that come in at that point. And
so as far as that goes,
yep.
Like as far as the actual, when you're like doing it in the
during the growth
phase, during the growth phase,
yep.
Like what would you say is your main? When do you finally decide, like, okay, at what stage? Yeah, so like I'm assuming probably at the flowering stage is when you finally decided to select the pheno.
Not till the end. Not till it's dried and smoked.
Really,
honestly,
really,
yes, yep. So once it's done, I mark everything, you know, number all the different phenos. And for the past couple years now, like I said earlier, I've got an amazing group of friends that are also some of the best growers and hash makers in the state. And I have little sessions at my house. These guys come over, we judge it like the Cannabis Cup, and we go through each pheno. And that way I get other people's opinions as well.
Yeah.
And then I'll usually narrow it down to one or two out of, you know, each hunt that we do. And grow them again. Make sure it's
tried and true,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then from that point forward, either keep it or get rid of it. So.
Okay. So, okay.
Because until you smoke it, you can't, you know, sometimes plants smell amazing.
Yeah, but the
flavor doesn't come through on it. Sometimes they don't smell amazing, and the flavor comes through phenomenal. And for me, it's the flavor. I want you to be able to taste it all the way through the joint if you're smoking a joint, or so that's extremely important for me. That's the main thing I'm hunting for.
Okay, I like that. And then when you're doing the germination and all of that, what would you say is the most important? What all do you need?
So I've tried everything. I was just talking to Kyle, Show Me Cannabis, about this the other day. And at this point, I do paper towels. I don't soak seeds anymore. A lot of people soak them. I have done it before. I used to just put them straight in dirt. I've soaked them in water, then put them in dirt. I've soaked them in water, put them in paper towels. Just put them in the little cubes. I've tried basically everything, and at this point, I paper towels, man. I don't soak them at all. Put them in paper towels. I think the main thing in germination is people don't have enough moisture or way too much moisture. Okay. And as soon as that plant starts growing from that seed, if you've got too much moisture, it'll, the plant will just fall over and die. Right. So that's the main thing I would say is keeping it warm. You want to keep it warm and keep the humidity high, and but keep the moisture low in whatever medium or whatever that you're putting the seeds in. Okay.
So we got the homie over here. He's trying to start growing in living soil.
Okay.
What would you say is his best startup? Like, what is his essentials that he needs to start?
So I don't grow living soil. My homie Andy Bitcoin would be the man to ask. Basically, you're going to start seeds the same way. Your Riverview living soil, I'm going to shout them out.
Yep.
That's what you got?
That's exactly what I got.
So I've never used their product, but a lot of my friends do, and I recommend them to everybody. I recommend them to new growers because you can literally water it with tap water, and you're going to do good. That dude has so much passion. I don't know his name, but the guy who makes the dirt has the same passion like we do for the plant. It's unbelievable. So I really support that guy. He's got an amazing product.
Word.
I have not seen anyone fail, honestly, using it.
Oh yeah, we're working on that. We'll hopefully be seeing him on here soon.
Word.
Oh, getting him on here? Nice.
Yep. We've been talking. Yeah.
He's extremely intelligent. From what I've only met him once, but Andy talks with him a lot.
So what medium do you grow in?
So I use Royal Gold. It's like a cocoa peat mix.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I've seen them out quite a few times at a couple of events.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. So this stuff really is legit, huh?
It is for me. I grow with synthetics. I call it like synganks. I use synthetics and organic inputs. Okay. But yeah.
Well, like you said, you've grown in every medium. So what made you pick your final form? Like what made it so comfortable for you? Like what?
It works for me. I tell people all the time, you can't really copy someone else's style, or you can, or but you got to do what works in your situation, your budget, your time. How much time do you have to give? There's just a lot of stuff really that most people don't think about when they start growing. They just go buy stuff and think it's going to be easy, and I think there's more to it. There's just a lot of stuff that can affect the way it goes.
Oh yeah, no, I got the side eye. Don't worry, I had it coming. It's definitely me. I'm them. I am those people. Yeah, I'm literally the guy that you're talking about. Let's keep it real.
In my opinion, with the Riverview,
yeah,
as long as you can keep your humidity, and your temperature from, just keep it solid, constant.
Okay.
And don't turn your lights up. That's the main thing I tell growers. Everyone wants to turn their lights to 100%. I grow in tents. My lights never hit 100%. Ever. Hardly. There's no need for it, in my opinion. Those the LEDs now are so bright. If you're in a tent, if you're in a room, it's a completely, like I said, every situation's different.
Right.
So But that's the main thing when I see new people that ask me questions or show me their plants, like they just killing them with the light. I mean, they're, you know, just, I think of everything like humans, like us. Like, do you want to be out in the sun all day getting cooked?
Exactly.
What temperature feels comfortable to you? 75 to 80. You know, you get over that. The humidity, if it's super humid, you're not happy. If it's super dry, you're not happy. You know, I kind of.
It's just like,
like
yeah.
that.
It's just like your kids. You got to really look at them like children.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's a really.
I wake up
That's a good approach.
in the morning, and the first thing I do is walk down to my garden. Like, without even turning lights on in my house, I walk straight to my garden and check everything out, make sure everything's good. That's the last thing I do before I go to bed.
Some of the conversations we've been having.
Yep.
And then 20 times in between throughout the day, if I'm home or whatever, I'm always like, let me go look, make sure everything's good. That's another thing is to, you know, things go wrong all the time. All the time. And all it takes, you could go 2-3 months and just be killing it, and one thing going wrong could totally kill your girl, everything you worked for that whole time. And so
wow. Okay.
Not to scare anybody or anything, but
no, it's being real.
It's just the way it is, you know what I mean? It just, you gotta really, if you're gonna do it, I recommend that you do it, you know what I mean? You put time into it, put effort into it, if you want to get something that's worth smoking.
Yeah.
Just, hey, man. Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
I'll be patient.
That's one of the things, like, no, shout out to this motherfucking podcast. Like,
yes.
Out of 168 episodes, like, all the best growers say the same exact thing. Like, literally, like, me and Slump. Me and Slump. Shout out to the homie Span. Span and Slump. That's too close together. But okay. Been talking to Slump about him and his growing process. And, like, one of the things that I've been talking to him about is being patient with it. Like, he's mad excited to grow. And I understand, like, really that's why, like, I want him to be patient with it, because I feel like he has what it takes to really, like, do this shit for real. And, like, that's one of the reasons why, like, I have him doing this podcast with me, a lot of the stuff, because, like, also, like, with what all that I'm trying to do, like, I can't do all of this for forever. So eventually I'm going to want to be able to spread all this out too. So, you know, that's why I want you to really learn the process for real, because, hey, there's got to be more than one of me, and there's got to be somebody who does it after me as well. And so, like, I got to start teaching other people to do what I'm doing.
That's true. Not
everybody started the way that J-Town started. Like, hell, most people started the way that I fucking did. So, but you also have to pay your dues and you have to pay respect. And I feel like this is one of the biggest ways that you do it.
Word. Okay. No, that's mad real. I mean, I hope I'm not taking up too much time, but, like, make it real quick, you know. Coming here to St. Louis has been such an experience, and especially when it comes to the cannabis. There's been instances, and I've been telling, you know, Donovan about it, where it's like, okay, this makes me want to grow. That makes me want to grow. That motivated me to grow. Even just now, you know, off camera, I told you, that is one of the things that, and I keep experiencing these things, and it builds the excitement, but at the same time, I need to learn how to manage that excitement, and once I gain that patience, and I learn how to be patient with the plant, I think that's what you're alluding to, which is, he can do it, you just gotta be patient, gotta take time.
Don't be, a lot of people I feel are afraid to ask for help too. And I mean, I've even reached out to people that I consider big in the game and stuff, and most people are pretty friendly. Most people are going to respond to you. Some people aren't, but if they do, usually people are pretty friendly and willing to help you out, you know. So that's one thing, you know, don't be afraid to ask people for help. I ask people for help all the time. I reach out to people. Same. Another thing is podcast. I learned so much from podcasts. More in 4 years listening to podcasts than I learned the first 14 years I was growing, basically. I mean, there's so much. There used to be no knowledge out there.
Mm-hmm.
I learned from High Times magazines, reading articles. And now, I mean, you literally have you can learn from 1,000 different growers at any time on multiple platforms.
That's right. Yeah.
So, use it if it's something you're into. I recommend that to anyone, new growers, old growers. I mean, I still listen to podcasts on the daily.
Same. Yeah.
So, shout out to Terp.
I've learned stuff off this podcast. I met Matthew Hawassen, who is the man. Shout out Matthew.
Shout out Matt.
That guy created up my logo. He's helped me with the hashtag. He's helped me with so much. But same thing with him. He was on here. Yep. I could see his passion that he had. I listened to the podcast. I hit him up immediately and was like, bro, I'd love to work with you. He was so busy at the time. He was like, man, it's going to be a few months, you know. And I hit him up. It's like, man, I'll wait, you know, just let me know. And then since then, we've
been locked in.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's helped me so much. I mean, I put in the work and everything, and I'm not good on marketing. I'm not. I just want to hide and grow, basically, you know. And he's helped me so much with the branding, the marketing, the logos, everything. So definitely big shout out.
Hell yeah,
Matthew.
So give a little, give us a little history and background behind the logo and J-Town Phone.
So J-Town, Jackson, Missouri. That's where I grew up. So I wanted to rep my town. So
okay.
J-Town. I love funky, gassy weed. So it's like, man, J-Town Funk just stood out. And the first logo was me standing in my kitchen hitting a bong with my head down and a tie-dye shirt on. And then eventually I was like, actually, Andy, man, Bitcoin always has the cleanest labeling, the cleanest packaging.
Yep.
He would bring me samples that would be like beautiful packaging. Yep. It's all labeled up nicely.
Yep.
And I used to be like, bro, I gotta step my game up. Like,
he used to.
So he inspired me.
5 minutes, okay.
And then I heard Matthew on here. I seen some stuff. I think he had already been working with Captain Mo Green. Yeah. And he made these bags for Captain Mo Green that was just blew my mind. And so that's just that. And then the actual like logo, psychedelics has been a big part of my life. So on the circle logo, it has like the lines coming out from the word, right. And that's the kind of I told him I wanted to represent that since that's a big part of my life. And J-Town representing Jackson. So
hell yeah. Actually, my neighbor growing up, she was from Jackson.
Yeah.
I remember she passed at this point. Shout out Miss Pruitt. But one time we had took her down to Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, to go see her family one time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I moved up here when I was 22.
Okay.
And been up in the St. Louis area ever since. But still, my mom's down there, friends, family down there. So
that's what's up.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So you went to high school down there and all that.
Yep.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. We usually ask that question on this show. Gotta do that St. Louis shit every now and then.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Jackson High School.
Hell yeah. But all right, I feel like we're like in the 5-minute zone for a break. So you go ahead and take the break now and then come back and we'll start asking. It's like, we'll get into the second half of all of this. Get a little bit more chill. Get to have some more fun and talk about some fun smoke stories and whatnot.
Let's do it.
All right. We'll see y'all in a minute. Bah, and we bike. All right. So we was actually having a bomb ass break. So while we was gone, we were giving out a couple of not we. J-Town was giving some bomb ass grow tips. So Rob, go a little bit back to what we were talking about before. Yeah, I'm putting it all on you.
Damn. Okay. So I believe we were talking about was it the living soil?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the living soil and like how rich it is for the plant. I think that's what we were talking about. And so you said not to add too much when it comes to the living soil, just water.
Yes.
and just let it do its thing?
Microbes. You can add some microbes to it.
Okay.
Some teas.
Okay.
There's some really good organic growers. I'm honestly not the guy to ask, just because I don't grow that way. But Bitcoin, Ope Organic, he grows organically. I know he uses some teas and different microbes. Mr. Living Soil.
Yeah. Shout out to the Brody.
I know there's more people out there I'm forgetting right now, but those are some of the guys for sure I would hit up.
Word. So, when you first started growing, how would you describe your patience? How has it changed? Because, growing in different mediums, there's different time frames and everything like that. You got to be patient to wait. You got to be patient to see how the plant reacts and everything like that. So, how would you describe your patience now as a grower that's been growing for as long as you have?
I think as a person, I became more patient. I was pretty wild as a kid up until my late 20s, honestly.
Word.
And so it wasn't necessarily the growing that changed it. It was just life in general. Became more patient. And when I did, I started growing better flower.
Okay.
But it wasn't from the growing. It was from just life. And
word. That's beautiful.
Then it comes back and benefited me in the flower because I was just more patient with it. Realized, spent more time, and you mess up every time. I've been growing for a long time. I still mess up. Like every grow, I probably mess up something. And so, it's just crucial to make note of what you messed up or try and figure out. If you don't know, ask other people to help you try and figure out. And then next time, do something different.
Word. Okay.
Facts. See, I don't know. This episode, I feel like it's deeper than probably what you know. But this is reaching, this is so deep on so many levels, and I feel like a lot of people are gonna be able to resonate with this, and just the overall I feel like it's been a while since we've really had somebody on that really talked about the whole true essence of what it is to really do this for real, for real. I think a lot of people just say, just do it, just start growing and whatnot, and I feel like you're really being honest and real about, okay, no. You can do that, but if you actually want to do it right and you actually want to put your all into it, no, this is what you really have to do. And you're not sugarcoating yeah, it's fun to do that. Yeah, it's fun, but no, this is a job.
Yeah,
this is work.
I told my homeboy Billy, shout out. He started growing, and told him, I was like, man, why waste 3-4 months of your life if you're gonna half-ass it and end up with nothing possibly, or some shit to smoke at the end? Mm-hmm. If you're gonna do it, be all in. I mean, that's my approach for sure, at least. And if you want to, you can also, a lot of people, you can grow really good one grow, but to be consistent with it is extremely hard.
Yeah,
for everybody.
Yeah.
And so people get frustrated. They'll have one good grow, and then they'll have 3 shitty grows after, and they get frustrated. And I think just trying to do too much, too many people, like you were saying earlier, you're wanting to buy the extra stuff already and add to it, when in reality you really don't need to. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing, if I could tell new growers, any growers, is just balance. Everything in life is balance. And when you can push the plant, but if you push it too far, you're actually not going to get the best quality flower, in my opinion, out of it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, so a little bit enough about grow talk. Let's start talking about some funny smoke stories now. That's what I need. So give us some funny smoke stories, yo.
Can't think of it.
On the top of your
You
head.
put me on the spot.
I didn't even think about that. I'm like, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. That is a wild thing.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Go for it. What's up?
So you kind of touched on it already about how you were growing your one plant when you were a little younger and you got caught with that. Have you ever actually been caught in the act of smoking?
By my mom, I have. And as kids, I guess as kids, we would drive around my town with the windows up in the car, smoke out the car, and like go to high school. Like we do it in the morning, we do it at lunch. Looking back, it was so stupid. We smelled like brick weed every day. And but never, I'm sure we got pulled over and threw a joint out or threw shit out, and I mean you'd roll the windows down and it's like Cheech and Chong.
Oh yeah.
Smoke flooding out the car windows.
I definitely had one of those stories. That was before I started smoking. It was like before everything was legal and all that. And I think I had just, were we still in high school? Or had we just graduated? I can't remember. I was with a couple of the homies. And you know about the Delmar Loop?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we were in that parking lot over by Fritz, the root beer place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that parking lot that's like diagonal from it, that big ass parking lot.
Okay.
We were like parked right there, and so the homie at the time, he had a Lexus SUV, and so he was trying to show out because there was like a girl with us or whatever. So he thought he was trying to be cool and all this shit. And I'm like, yo, this isn't the place. Like if you're trying to smoke, I wouldn't do this right here, like right now. And he was all like, nah, it'll be fine. So like, why this motherfucker? He got the sunroof open, all the windows down, playing the music. He's like, yeah, we about to set it by. And I'm like, dude, like, we shouldn't do this around here. Like, this don't make sense. Like, this ain't a good idea. And this is like I said, this is before it's legal. I'm like, so this got to be around like 2011, 2012. He's got like a whole ounce in the cup holder. And so sure enough, undercovers pull up right behind us. He gets out. He sees like who all's in the car or whatever. And so I'm in the back seat, and everybody else had been smoking, but I hadn't smoked at this time. I'm like, this is way too fucking dumb. Like, I knew for a fact he was gonna get caught, so I'm like, ain't no way in hell I'm about to smoke right now. Like, this is way too hot. Like, this is just this is some dumb shit. So the cop recognized I hadn't smoked or anything like that. So he's like, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. He's gonna dump out all the weed, and then he's gonna step on it. Yep. Then he'll step on it right then and there. And he had me drive the car and drive off.
That's it.
Yep.
In my hometown, it was a whole nother world, man.
That's why I was like, that's why I respect everything that you were saying. Because, like, motherfuckers, like, they end up getting lucky and shit like that and, like, catching the brakes on shit like that. But it's like, really in all actuality, that could have and really probably should have went a whole nother different way, And it didn't. So it's like I said, I always think about moments like that in life, and I'm just like, I was lucky enough to like not get caught up in shit, and like, I was able to dodge certain things, but it's like also at the same time too, that's why I feel like, there's an obligation to really try to do this the right way, because it's just like that's why I feel like we owe to the people who've had to go through a lot more and currently are still serving time or still having to go through the consequences of like a lot of this shit. Like I feel like that's a lot of the stuff that we owe.
100%.
Yeah.
There's people in prison right now while we're sitting here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Talking about it.
Yeah.
It blows my mind that it's still even.
Yeah.
That's still happening.
Exactly. Yeah. But like I said, like stories like yours, like a lot of many other people, like you're still coming out here, you're still passionate about it, and you provide space for everybody else too, and like the amount of people that you've inspired and like the people that find joy in what it is that you do, like, bro, like, I just appreciate you for all of it, for real.
I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it. For real. Keep doing what you do. You cannot stop. And like, to all the homies who have kind of like, they didn't stop fighting the good fight, I'm about to reach out to a couple of y'all because like, we need y'all back in this. Like, I feel like a little bit of the game is getting a little saturated, but like we still need those tried and true to really like set the tone and let people know like how to really do it.
Yeah.
You know,
there's been a lot of people come, a lot of people go,
mm-hmm.
a lot of new people coming on the scene.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
Yeah,
you know, but it is good to have a core group of people that have been around for a while.
Yeah.
Try to go out and do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's mad important. Most definitely. Okay. So give me your top strains. Give me your top 3 strains of all time.
Sour Kush was probably my favorite to smoke and grow.
What was it about it that was your favorite to grow?
Honestly, just the smoke from it. It was back when I wasn't keeping clones.
Okay.
And so I think I had like a 6-pack of feminized seeds, and I think I grew like 2 seeds the first time. It was amazing. So I grew the other ones. I'm pretty sure most of them hermed out, which was probably my fault at the time. But the flower was just phenomenal. Just the I love funky gas, and it was just phenomenal. I've searched ever since and have not been able to find anything similar yet. But that was one of my favorites. Pineapple Chunk was another strain that I grew.
So you're really into the pineapple turf,
years ago. Yeah. Well, they're just kind of unique. That one wasn't even too much pineapple. Honestly, this pineapple burst I have now is one of the more like you can really tell. I feel like that it has a pineapple smell to it.
Hey, can we light that up now?
For sure.
Hey.
This is also one of the ones that I've had for a few years now. This is one of the first females that I ended up keeping, and my next breeding project is going to be with this pineapple burst. So that's the plan, at least, if it all goes as well.
Hell yeah.
Goes as planned.
My bad, I didn't mean to get you distracted on your strain list there. So that's a good segue, though. I was like, nah. Any excuse to smoke some J-Town funk.
Damn. You know, I think I need an excuse now my damn self.
FedEx.
It's high quality stuff. So, oh wait, hold on. You still have one more strain, I believe. Or did you already name all 3?
What do you mean? That I brought?
No. Like your top strain.
Oh, top 3.
Just like I remember.
The third one, Super Lemon Haze, possibly, was another one that I just thoroughly enjoyed smoking. There's not a lot of stuff that has good effects
Just take it, man.
that I personally enjoy. So those would have to be the top 3.
Trying to get a live reaction from Slump real quick. Yeah. Yep. The look on his face is disbelief right now.
What?
He's trying to process what's going on right now.
That's really pineapple. That's really pineapple. Okay. That still, it amazes me how that plant can mimic such flavors.
It's unbelievable. And to think there's still new flavors, hopefully, that have, I'm hoping to create new flavors that are not available now. And so are many other people across the world. So,
Yep.
I feel like it's going to just keep, to think even where it's come 5 years, 10 years, 15 years ago. I mean, it's just unbelievable how much stronger flour is, how much frostier flour is. I mean, everything about it has become better, it seems like. Other than now, a lot of people breed the same genetics over the last 10 years, and so a lot of the breeding's got cookies and a lot of the same stuff in it.
Yeah.
But I feel like now some of this old school, we were talking about OG and sour, and I just popped a bunch of seeds of Kim, OG, and sour to find a male, because I like that stuff, and hoping to find something special.
That was one of the things I've been talking about to a couple of people coming on lately, is like there needs to be like the OG strains need to start coming back a little bit. I feel like there needs to be like a history lesson, and that's a great way to do it, is like bring back some of these strains that a lot of people be hearing about but never got to try, like a way to kind of somehow to bring them back, whether it be like with a cross or something like that, you know.
Yeah, I just last year hunted OG 18, which was a strain I grew probably 10, 12 years ago. And my friend Cosmic Gardner knew that I was in this hunt from him, but you can't buy the seeds anymore. It's really hard to find them. I had actually found some the year before. All 12 of them, none of them popped. Mr. Living Soil reached out to me when he seen that I got this pack. He had some that I think didn't pop. Mm-hmm. And I ended up getting 6 more seeds, and 5 of the 6 popped. And I ended up getting a pretty nice keeper out of that, which is definitely reminiscent of some old school OG, I feel like.
Okay.
It's not exactly what I was looking for, but
it's close.
It's still close, you know?
Okay.
So,
hopefully
in this new hunt, I'm really hunting some old school stuff and a lot of different sours from different breeders, and hopefully see if we can find something special.
Hell yeah. I fuck with that. Like, damn. I don't know. I like hearing about these things like now, and then going on in the future, and like when it's actually done, being like, I remember when we talked about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been so many instances of that. Like when Jay, before he was at Vibe, and he was doing the whole testing with all the strains with the liquid sunshines and all of that, like, you know, being with some of the growers and being able to try these strains beforehand, and he was doing the testing and all of that and being able to try it, like, that was a crazy moment for me, to then be able to like try those things from Vibe and be like, yo, I remember when he was doing all the testing for that and all of that, and being able to smoke it then, to be able to see the final product of what he's doing now, and to see where it's eventually going to go to next. Like, you know, all of that is just like, it's history when you think about it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm excited to finally be able to document your history. Like, that's
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think about it like that.
That's what it is,
Live
though.
in the moment, but now that you say it definitely is.
That's what's so important to me about this podcast. Is like, we're literally recording history. Like, people are going to look back on this shit and be able to see, like, you know, who really laid the foundation at this period in time. Like, who was really out here doing this shit.
It's beautiful. You've been a big part of it here
you.
in this area for sure.
I'm just playing my part, yo. I couldn't do it without y'all, though. Like, for real.
Yeah.
So it's an ecosystem, you know. It's a community thing. It's
Yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
culture.
We got a beautiful thing going here in Missouri.
Yeah.
We were talking about it in the break. You know, I think everybody just thought we were farmers from out in the cornfields, and I think there's been a few people from the state that have traveled out of the state in competitions, and people are starting to realize that there's some really nice work going on here in Missouri, and I think in a couple more years it's going to be amazing to see what happens and where it goes for everybody.
That's a fact. Like, I'm excited with the like you said, like how it's gone so far. So like I can only imagine where all of us are gonna be in the next hell, I'm gonna give it 2 years. I kind of feel like next year, really, things are gonna be completely different for all of us. I feel like right now, I feel like this is an important episode, and I can't wait to look back on this in a year from now and see what all's going on. But like, I was talking to someone about this earlier. Like, this episode has been so special because I always feel like when you come on, I know like I've really done something. Like, I know like that I'm really reaching the levels that I really want to get to. Because like, I know you said like it took a lot to get there, and I respect that. So that's why it was so important for me to get you on there, because then I know I've reached something that's really like, I'm really there if you feel comfortable enough to come on. So like,
it took time, as you know.
Yeah.
Your persistence paid off.
But like, if anybody can learn anything from this show, and just like anything in life general, just have the patience and like really like see shit through. Like, keep going. And like, when things are supposed to happen, they will happen. And I feel like this couldn't have happened at a better time, honestly. Like, just being able to like know now how you really came into the game, and now to know that you like, you know, we got all this stuff happening, and it's like, all right, how did you come in? And just something as simple as one of the homies in the community told you to just, it's your flower, and then just jump from there. I mean, it's just all like, I feel like it just encompasses everything that's been with the Missouri cannabis industry, you know? Your story is like, yeah, it's the story of your typical craft grower. Like, this is how a lot of them really are. Like, when you find somebody who's really passionate about it, and you really find like some of the best episodes that I've done, there's always some common theme amongst all the growers. They're just passionate about it. They would do it whether it provided anything for them or not. They just do it just off of the passion, you know. And that's what I love. Like, those are the episodes. Like, those are the times that makes all of this worth it. Like, you know, at the beginning when I was going to people's grows and all that stuff, that's what made it worth it to me to do all of this stuff and to keep doing it, and to still continue to do it to this day. It's just the passion of like being able to show like growers, and now, you know, I'm starting to get into entertainment, so show entertainers and all of that. Being able to mix the worlds, and hopefully be able to bring something even bigger to the space with all of that. So
I hope you do, man.
Oh, most definitely. But you already know you're gonna be one of the main people that I'm fucking with all of this shit. Like, for real. You, Bitcoin. There's a couple of guys that I got that's like, yeah, I want us all to grow together. Like, I kind of see it all of us in the ecosystem, and the way that it's been happening, all of us are steadily growing together. We might all be in different spaces, but like, you know what I'm saying, we all derive kind of from the same spots, and it's dope to see how it's all spreading out, and how we're bringing more awareness to all these different people.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Yeah. So, hell yeah. Okay, let me get at least one or two more questions. Yeah, get you out of here. All right. So I gotta ask my typical questions. So you already know we got that smoke session, and you got 5 people, dead or alive, that you can smoke with. Who you doing it with?
Dead or alive right now?
It could be dead or alive.
Dead or alive?
Yep.
Jorge Cervantes. He wrote the Grow Bible, which was, other than High Times, it was like the first thing I found out about it through an ad in High Times, and so it really changed like my growing. So he would be one of them.
I messed up. I had a chance to interview him.
Really?
Yeah, it was gonna be over. Whatchamacallit. I still might be able to. I don't know, but
I haven't even heard of the guy for years. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what he's still doing. But
they said he was coming out with a new book.
Really?
Yeah.
That book changed my life as far as growing. Like, it was step by step. It's still good to read. I mean, obviously times have changed and technology's different, but the overall principles of it are still solid. Willie Nelson. You know who Willie Nelson is?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Hell yeah. You ain't tried none of that none of that weed that he's been selling.
I haven't. Maybe Led Zeppelin. That'd be cool.
Okay.
That's 3. I don't know, man. What about you? Give me a couple.
Okay, let's see. Usually my go-to is Kobe. At this point, I want to smoke with my dad. That'd be dope as fuck. Who else?
Never have?
No, nah. My dad is like, he's pretty straight laced.
My parents are too.
Yeah.
My mom is still alive. She has no idea.
Really?
Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. What do you think she would do if she found out?
She'd probably be upset.
Really?
Yeah. She's old
Okay.
school, man. Like, it's the devil's lettuce. I told her to, like, eat edibles, and she's like, thinks it would make her hallucinate.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, she's been told she's from a generation that was, told their whole life that it was terrible. And she still feels that way about it,
Yeah.
And it's just, there's still a lot of people out there.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
you don't realize, but still feel that way.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a stigma. Like, really, like, that's one of the interesting things about all of this is, like, I haven't, one of my homies, Gino, I sit in to smoke with him. Like, it's hella people who, like, nah, you're right. Like, my mom, she smoked with me once. But other than that, like, she supports the podcast now, but at first, like, oh, yeah, nah. She was like, oh, nah, you wildin'. But then when she started seeing some of the things that started happening and all of that, and, like, where I've been able to take all of this and, the bigger plans that I really do have, and she's starting to see the vision now, she's in full support of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, my whole family's starting to get behind it. It's actually really dope.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. That's when I started
People are
realizing.
changing, for sure.
Yeah.
Just hopefully it keeps
It will. And it's people like you who, like I said, I feel like people smoke it and you see the reaction that they have. This is how, like, but this is who you would be supporting. Like, this is why we need the laws to kind of go more towards being able to have a freer market. Isn't that what we? Yeah, that's not the exact terminology, is it? It's is it a free market that we're looking for? Open market.
Open market.
Yeah, it's more of a.
Sure.
Yeah, we want more of an open market. That's what it is. That's right. More of an open market. I just feel as though there needs to be, like, how you can go to Soulard Farmers Market and you can deal with some of the local farmers. I feel like it needs to be the same way with cannabis. Because I feel like there's too many people that have quality out here that, like, most people aren't going to be able to try because of the laws and all of that, and everybody's doing everything legally. So most people aren't even going to be able to try none of this. And that's a travesty. Like, I don't know. We need to start figuring out some options, yo. For real.
It could change people's lives to be able to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And grow their own and be able to possibly make a living off of it, or at least make supplemental income off of it, taking it to farmers markets and stuff like that, just like everything else that's brought there. Hopefully one day.
Yeah. That's a goal. Okay. Okay. All right. That's right. So I know you said you have a seed drop this weekend, right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and talk about that.
So at the 710 Hash and Glass this Saturday, Columbia, I'm going to be dropping 2 strains, Amaretto Black and Bahama Reserve. The Amaretto Sour that we smoked earlier, that is the mom of the Amaretto Black.
Okay.
And then the Bahama Peel is the mother of the other strain that I'm dropping. The father is Cognac Black, which is Sherbanger crossed into Sour Diesel. And I tested these. I made a batch of these seeds the end of last year and tested these 2 strains. And so I'm going to go ahead and do my first seed drop.
Hell yeah.
Pretty excited, man. Been working years to get to this point. So it's for me, it's a big deal. So it's this whole week's been stressful trying to get everything ready, and also doing a clothing drop. It just so happened to fall on Hash Shack Clothing. just so happened to fall at the same time and everything, so it's been hectic, but looking forward to Saturday.
I already know. And then shit.
If you want some fire genetics, come out, get some seeds. If you can't make it, hit me up. I'll have some as well.
Hell yeah. You already know. Get them seeds and definitely get that merch. Like, these shirts are fire. It's that nice cotton too. This like
everything. We ordered multiple shirts, multiple shorts, everything we ordered multiple of to try it on and, you know, look at, feel it, and tried to get the most quality stuff that we could get for a decent price at least. So.
Hell yeah. And the effort definitely shows, yo. Definitely cop these mugs. Fire.
Check it out.
Hell yeah.
Matthew, I got to shout out Matthew Hawassen. He designed, this is his design.
Show.
The goal moving forward with these shirts, with this clothing, is to find a new artist each time and get a design from them.
That's hard.
And try and represent them a little bit.
Hell yeah.
And to keep things fresh and keep things completely different as well. Everybody has different styles and everything. So
FedEx. That's hard. That's hard.
So if there's any artist out there, preferably in the cannabis world, or hit me up and talk about it.
Hell yeah. That's hella fire, yo. I fuck with that. I like what you got going on, bro.
Trying, man. Just having fun doing what I love and riding the wave while it lasts.
Hell yeah. Let them know where to find you at.
JTown_funk. If you don't type it in all the way, it won't pull it up usually. # clothing, and that's it.
Hell yeah. I love it. Hey, this might be the first time, but hopefully this definitely won't be the last time that we have you on.
For sure.
Yeah, I definitely need you back on, bro.
This, I was scared to death to do this, and I'm kind of just want to hide in my own little world, you know. So after doing it, talking to you, man, it was a pleasure, man. So
no, thank you.
Look forward to being able to do it again.
Most definitely, man. Like I said, I've been waiting on this for a long time, and I feel like we definitely did it justice, for real. I'm excited for this one to drop, so we gonna make this one. Yeah, I'm gonna try to drop this one as soon as possible, yo. I mean, you know, we guys get it out pretty quick, but I'm gonna make sure I get it out as, you know, regular time, like quick, like we always do.
I got y'all. I'm back from vacation. Don't worry.
That's right. That video gonna be dropping soon too. Hell yeah.
I got y'all.
Hell yeah. You already know. Let them know.
It's your boy SLUM 3Ps 1D_OUT.
Oh wow.
We're here with it.
Stop it. This man's starting to become professional. What?
I'm telling you, we picking up something, man.
Oh shit. He been working on that shit, yo. Oh man. Look. I'm proud. Look at that.
Low key. What episode did I come in on? Was it 158 that I came in on?
I think so.
Has it already been 10 episodes?
Yeah.
Wow. Would you look at that?
Yeah, man. Look at the. Yeah. Hey.
We putting in work.
The hell yeah. But y'all already know. Shout out to the homie as well. Y'all already know. Other part of Too T3rp, the third piece. Some socials, no socials. You already know how it go. T break T. He always got the different AKAs. Tyler Farquhar made the lady say, "Oh my God!" Y'all, well, I don't know if you can find him right now. Yeah, I don't know if he's on socials right now.
He's incognito, huh?
Yeah.
He's on his Batman.
Yeah, but I have been talking to him. He's gonna be making an appearance soon, y'all. Don't worry. He's still with us. He's gonna be touching down on this soon. Don't worry. That tea break gonna be it's gonna be done pretty soon here. But y'all already know. Follow us on all socials, Too T3rp. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Check us out on
Instagram.
Yeah. I mean that's part of all socials, right? Yeah. And I was gonna say the Patreon, but like
there you go.
I mean, we gotta start doing some content for Patreon. So yeah, Patreon's under construction right now, so we'll wait on that. But make sure you hit up that hotline with the voicemails and text 314-99-9711. 399-9711. Yeah, shit. I don't know, man. Hey, this shit got me fucked up right now. That's lit. I can't even say my shit right. That's wild. I'm just pretty good at this. But hey, you know how I go. All right. And make sure you follow me, Donovan2408, on all social media platforms. Woo. All right. Let me get up off this shit before I like fuck up anymore. Damn, man. How you gonna get me this high?
That was the plan coming in. I told Midcoast coming in. I was like, man, we got to get these guys high, man. We got to get these guys high.
As you can see,
I think it worked.
Me. Yeah, you got me. You got me. Wow. This shit fire, yo.
Success.
I think that's a great way to wrap it up.
Yeah. Y'all already know. Hey. We'll see y'all next week. We got something different next week. So this is gonna be interesting. Like, I think we're gonna be trying to do a little mix here. So we had cannabis this week, and you know we had to do it for 710. But next week we're gonna be shifting a little different. We're gonna be doing something a little different. So definitely something I want to talk to you about. If you might be interested in something, we'll talk. Sure. But all right, we'll see y'all next week. Peace. Wait. Wow. Okay. Peace. For real.
It's 2-2-2.
Nah, for real though. We really did that today. Yeah. Happy 710. We really did the holiday right today. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm done. I'm out of here.